Now an Bills player is down. And that is Damar Hamlin.
First, I'd like to thank the first responders on the field this past Monday evening.
Go ahead and go over to the cop. I don't like how he went down.
We cannot credit their team enough. It is incredibly rare to have something be this serious that happens like that, to be that quickly recognized.
Part of a response to an emergency is preparation. What exactly is that preparation?
Just like our teams with our coaches and players prepare, our medical teams prepare also. And it starts with what's called an emergency action plan, which you can think of as the playbook for what we would do in an emergency situation.
The Emergency Action Plan, or EAP, outlines the procedures in the event of an on-field emergency and is jointly approved by the NFL and NFLPA.
If we do decide to stop the game for head and neck trauma only, you'll tell us what player, what team.
As a part of the EAP, a meeting of all medical personnel and game officials, known as the 60-minute meeting, takes place an hour before kickoff, prior to every NFL game, like this preseason one in 2018.
The 60-minute medical meeting may be the most important thing that happens on game day. We gather all of the medical personnel who will be on the field during the game and the referee. And then the medical personnel review the fine points of the emergency action plan, where emergency equipment is located, how we'll communicate by radio, what hand signals will be used, what evacuation hospitals will be used, and so forth.
This season, there was one key addition to the EAP.
If indeed we were to have a cardiac arrest, let's make sure during our 60-minute meeting that we specifically designate a code leader.
Well, the code leader is the captain of the ship, is responsible for providing direction, certainly getting input from everybody who's there.
Come, bring everybody. Need airway on, everybody.
Late in the first quarter Monday night, the EAP went into effect when Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field.
The immediate thing that came to mind was watching the Bills medical staff go on the field and their prompt recognition that this was not your average player down. Right off the bat, they're calling for help. They're calling for the airway management physician. They're getting everyone out there in place quickly.
Once you determine that this is cardiac arrest, that there's no pulse, that there's abnormal breathing, that you want to move in the direction of a very prompt and coordinated response. You have to cut the jersey, you have to cut the shoulder pads, you have to expose the chest, someone has to begin CPR, and most importantly, you have to get the defibrillator on the field and attached to the athlete.
In this case, there were 4 emergency physicians. He had CPR instantly, and he had a return of spontaneous circulation from the defibrillator that was used within about 4 minutes.
When it comes to resuscitation from sudden cardiac arrest, every second counts. Survival rates decline about 7 to 10% per minute that defibrillation is delayed.
In your estimation, what were the critical elements of the emergency response on Monday night that played a pivotal role in saving Damar Hamlin's life?
Well, you first start with the protocols and the fact that those emergency action plans exist in every one of our stadiums, in every one of our practice facilities. They're practiced by the people who are actually going to have to use them in an emergency situation.
But there is no amount of training that can prepare even the most seasoned professionals for the challenge of performing life-saving measures on someone they know. And yet, Bill's assistant athletic trainer, Denny Kellington, did just that.
Denny's the one who did CPR on him. And CPR is a technical skill, understood. Trained in it, understood. But now do it on your friend. Now do it on somebody that you look in the eyes every single day of the season. That takes heroic effort.
This was a textbook example of how we want our emergency action plan to function. We had the right people with the right plan, with the right equipment, in the right place at the right time. And the coordinated effort of those very skilled individuals saved Damar's life at that moment.